You ever get that feeling, that little nudge, a persistent pull towards something more, something different in your life? Well, today, we are going to map out exactly how to turn that quiet feeling into a loud and clear reality. So there's this accountability coach, Marie Nadine Gaston, and she puts it perfectly. That feeling, that little yearning, that's the birthplace of a dream. It's not just some random thought, it's a real signal from a deeper part of you telling you it's ready for the next chapter. And that right there, that's the absolute key. A dream is the beautiful, fuzzy inspiration. But a goal is what makes it real. It's about taking that intangible feeling and bolting a concrete structure onto it. That's how you launch it from your heart out into the world. And that's the framework we're diving into today. Okay, so if we've all got these dreams bubbling up inside of us, why do so many of them just fizzle out before they even get started? Let's get real about the hurdles that are getting in our way. And here's where it gets really interesting. We all know the usual suspects, right? The mighty culprits of time and money. They're the easy excuses. But the stuff that really keeps us stuck, it's often the quieter, more subtle obstacles inside our own heads. Fear, self-doubt, that need for everything to be perfect, those are the real dream killers. Wow. Just let that sink in for a second. It's almost never our actual circumstances that stop us dead in our tracks. It's the fear of what might happen that's what keeps us from taking that first step. What's going on inside our heads is the single biggest predictor of whether we move forward or just stay put. All right, so how do we fight back against all that internal noise? Well, the solution is to get so clear on where you're going that the fear doesn't stand a chance. And to do that, you need a framework that gives your journey a real sense of purpose and a clear direction. Think of this 3-level hierarchy as your foundation for everything. You start at the very top with your vision. That's the big abstract idea of the person you want to become. That vision that inspires a dream, which is the what, the passion that really gets you excited. And finally, you take that dream and you crystallize it into a goal, a concrete destination you can actually start walking towards. So we've got the why and the what. Now it's time to build the how. This is where we get down to brass tacks and turn that high-level goal into a practical, step-by-step action plan. And the absolute non-negotiable tool for this part of the job is the SMART goal framework. Look, this isn't just about setting a goal. It's about engineering a goal so it's set up for success from the very beginning. It forces you to get crystal clear. Each one of these letters has a really critical job. Is your goal specific enough to know what you're actually doing? Can you measure your progress? Is it genuinely attainable, or are you setting yourself up to fail? Is it relevant to that big vision we talked about? And finally, does it have a time-bound deadline to light a fire under you? Answering these questions is what turns a flimsy wish into a rock-solid project. And here's how you build your plan. It's a simple 4-step process. First, take that huge, scary dream and chop it up into smaller, bite-sized pieces. Then turn each of those little pieces into its own SMART goal. From there, you list the exact actions you need to take for each goal, and bam, you put it all on a timeline. All of a sudden, a massive goal like run a marathon becomes a totally doable series of workouts and milestones. But let's be real. Life loves to throw curveballs, right? No plan is perfect. The best way to deal with the unexpected is, well, to expect it. And that's where contingency plan comes in. This if-then structure is so simple, but it is incredibly powerful. You're basically creating a playbook for your future self. You think about a potential roadblock ahead of time, that's the if, and you decide right now how you're going to handle it, that's the then. So when that challenge pops up, you don't stall, you don't panic, you just run the play. It keeps you in the driver's seat. Okay, so you've got your plan. You've even got a backup plan. But you still need fuel in the tank to keep you moving forward, especially when it gets hard. And the secret sauce for that? The source material calls this a game changer: accountability. Accountability is really just a promise you make out loud, to yourself and to your dream. And it can look a lot of different ways. Maybe you tell a friend. Maybe you find an accountability buddy to check in with. Or maybe you just journal your progress. Whatever it is, creating this kind of structure makes it so much harder to give up when things get tough. It makes your commitment real. So after all this work, all the planning, the SMART goals, the contingency plans, we gotta ask the big question. What is this really all for? Why does putting in all this effort to chase a dream actually matter so much? There's this amazing quote from the poet Edwin Markham that just nails it. This journey is a fight. It's a struggle. But the real reward, the greatest thing, is to get to the end, look back at the whole messy, beautiful journey, and know that you made it happen. And ultimately, that's what it all boils down to, isn't it? It's not just about what you gain when you achieve the dream, it's about what you avoid. It's about getting to look back on your life without that awful, heavy weight of what if. The process itself makes sure you live a fuller life, a life free from the burden of regret for the chances you were too afraid to take. So, we'll leave you with this final, powerful question from the source material. It's a heavy one, but it's an important one, because thinking about the end has a funny way of clarifying the beginning. What story do you want your life to tell? And what dream do you need to start chasing today to make that story true?